evening, Cebu. Good evening, Philippines. It's open mic night tonight, and tonight we're going to talk about geeks on the beach, no? And to talk about GOAB or GOAB, we have Miss Tina Ampere with us. Miss Tina, welcome
Mike,
to the show.
thank you so much. Thanks for inviting us.
Well, it's my pleasure, and
Yes.
it's also a pleasure for us to be able to spread the word, no, on this meaningful thing that you're doing, that you've been doing for 4 years already.
Yes,
GOAB, Geeks on the Beach.
yes.
What is it?
So it's an international conference
Okay.
for people who love startups,
Mm-hmm.
technology, design, and then making the world a better place.
Wow.
Yes.
How noble. So wait, because I'm quite familiar, but not very. I've never attended, but I've had my cousin, I think, attended Nina Terol. She attended.
She's awesome, yeah.
You know her?
Yes, of course. Who doesn't know Nina?
Wow.
In the media.
Yeah, she's my
stage,
she's my first cousin, and
Yeah.
I know that she posted some of
Yeah.
her photos on Facebook for the first one in Boracay.
She's a big fan and great supporter. So
and she was also here
in Cebu,
at the Movenpick.
and
no?
she's going to be in Bohol.
Also.
So we would like to invite you.
Maybe I'll be there.
Yes.
So my familiarity is up to just that
Yeah.
extent. No?
Yeah.
So it's like a conduit.
Yes, it's a conference. It's a trade conference. It's when you go to a conference to learn the latest skills, techniques, and the latest trends in the technology industry. Technology, what is it, right? So people who use Facebook, people who build apps. If you play Pokemon Go, yung
I've never
game.
played.
People who make Pokemon Go are
Yeah.
in this conference. If you are in the ICT field, information communications technology, if you are an IT professional, if you work for any of these tech companies, IBM, Accenture, that's one part. That's the tech part. The startups part, startups is the term that we use. It's normally applied to new businesses that are tech-enabled or that are based on technology.
All right.
So Facebook used to be a startup.
Wait, let me clarify.
Yeah.
So startups is not really for any new business model.
Okay.
It has to have some technological component.
Traditionally, yung pangalan. So,
Okay.
the old word start-up is you start up any business, right? Bakery, t-shirt store, mall. You start up a sari-sari store. Start-up. Startup without the dash is a name that's traditionally associated with tech-enabled businesses.
Really, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why we're telling the community. So if you saw the Facebook movie, in Social Network.
Social Network.
Okay, so you will hear the word
Written by
startup.
Aaron Sorkin.
Yes, we love him.
Oh, we do.
Yes,
From the West Wing pa.
right. So yung startup na term, it's used for designated for tech-enabled businesses. Tech meaning website or app or SMS. So do you, for example, you use Viber today?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, so that was a startup. Facebook was a
Uber.
startup. Uber, Grab Taxi. So those are the kinds of things that we're trying to support in the Philippines.
And Tinder for those
And Tinder,
who are
yeah,
looking for
and Grindr, and for everybody else.
I don't have that.
Yes.
I have Tinder, I don't have Grindr. Just to be
So tech startup, which is entrepreneurship, which is another word for startup in the Philippines, we call it tech entrepreneurship. It's really business in the technology field.
clear. A startup.
Yeah, a startup.
But if you've already received, let's say, funding
Yes.
and your business model has been proven
Yes.
to work, you're no longer a startup, right?
So-
You graduate na.
Yeah, so ang tawag nun, mature startup.
Okay.
Post-revenue startup.
Ah.
Post-revenue meaning may revenue ka na.
Yeah.
Right. So these are just words that we use, but at the end of the day, it's a business.
Okay.
Right? And why are we doing this, right? We're doing this because we know that Filipinos are world class in some sectors of technology. We are an outsourcing destination today. You and I probably don't know that some of the best websites in the world, some of the
developed
apps in the
here.
world are developed here because we're hidden
And even
behind.
graphics.
We have awesome creative community. That's the reason why I think part of the popularity of Geeks on the Beach is the creative work that we have. You can see from our presentation, it's very quirky, but it's very memorable, right?
Even many years ago, when I was
Yeah.
still a kid, or even before I was born, Hanna-Barbera, what I know is they would have their illustration, their cartoons
Yeah.
made by Filipinos.
Yeah. So I'm so in love with the creative community in the Philippines. We hope that we can do more business than we are currently doing now. Geeks on the Beach, I want to give a plug to our local designers, Mark Deutsch and Joanna Deutsch. They live like just a block from here.
Yeah, I think
Happy
I'm friends
Garahe.
with him on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, happygarahe.com.
Yeah.
So that's it. We have three components: technology, startups, which is entrepreneurship, design, and then the making the world a better place just means that we will talk
Technology,
about
entrepreneurship, design, and
Yeah.
making
the world a better place makes us different as a conference. Kasi traditionally, when you go to a tech conference, there might be somebody from a big computer company that will talk about this is our latest software, this is our latest hardware, this is how you can use it, this is how it will make your life easy, right?
Okay.
What we do differently at Geeks on the Beach is we hold it at a beach resort, right? So actually, it's in a conference of a beach resort.
Otherwise, you have to change your name.
Change your name. So we use it as a way to showcase the best of the Philippines to the world. So Geeks on the Beach, the best technology talent, the best startups, the best talent, the best
Okay.
people at the best beach, right?
Alright.
So it's a
But your speakers are international.
yes, we have local and international speakers. Most of our speakers today, about 40% are from outside the Philippines. So we have
Okay.
speakers from Singapore, from Malaysia, from the US. We have a bunch of big companies from the US that are coming.
It's an opportunity for them to network also with our local talents.
Absolutely. When you are in the startup world, traditionally the Filipinos are very good on the technical side. We don't have very many investors in the Philippines, like
Okay.
private investors that will fund these young gaming companies, for example. Kasi the Philippines is booming, so they don't need to invest in high risk business kasi yung tech eh. So if you're a business person
And I think the investors here are very traditional.
yeah.
So
yeah.
they still have to be educated about the promising world
Yeah.
of tech, no?
Yeah.
And normal, it's usually the traditional tech that they
Yeah.
invest in, like so tech hardware and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
no? But
yeah.
apps and all.
Hindi pa masyado.
And because most of our oligarchs
Yes.
and our industrialists
Yeah.
are from an older generation, no?
Right,
And
right.
it takes some time to get to know,
Yeah, so
and
I mean, I'm burning with
familiarize.
passion for this
Yeah.
community, and hoping that the oligarchs and the traditional business community will connect with us even more, because we can elevate and accelerate and multiply their profits using technology.
I met one Filipino.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you know him. I met one Filipino who has been helping a lot of startups. Si Dado Banato.
Of course, yes, yes.
He has been on Geek. He has been with you.
Not
yet?
personally, but we have other events throughout the rest of the year, and he's very supportive.
Yeah.
He also has his own program, Field Dev, and we helped organize his Field Dev events last year.
Really?
So
Okay.
we're one tight-knit community, and we may not show up at each other's events, but we do support each other. Kasi it's an ecosystem, meaning it's a community. Because I may be able to build the app, but I need somebody to fund what I'm doing, to invest in what I'm doing. And most of the investors are in Singapore and Silicon Valley, and that's why we invited them here.
So you are also like a marketing platform.
Yes.
It's a marketplace.
Yes. This is an awesome marketplace. Here's the little secret. If you want to do business in the Philippines, in any business, but especially related to tech, you come to Geeks on the Beach and you will have some of the leaders in the business industry, the technology industry, the social media influencers. Most of them are at Geeks on the Beach.
Yeah.
So you no longer have to go to like 10 different companies.
One-stop shop.
Exactly. And I call it a destination conference. It's 2 days.
Okay.
We're all at the resort or around the area. People cannot run away. So if you need to find CEO number one, you find them on day one, and then the rest of the people you'll find them over drinks, coffee, breakfast, and it's a longer lasting relationship as opposed to having a conference in a city where you go 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The speakers go home.
That's right.
For us, we incorporate it in the agenda so that after the speakers speak, they come down and sit with you. So we have this section called Lunch with a Speaker, for example. So we invite the speakers who are willing to do this to sit with the round tables with the rest of the audience. So they can actually have a
It's
real...
not just interactive, but intimate
Right,
interaction.
Right. And we do facilitate in our, we facilitate introductions, and we encourage our audience to let us know what their goals are when they go to Geeks on the Beach. For example, I'm a startup, I'm looking for a partner in the food industry, right? If we know, like I know, who these people are, we can say you should go to this track, or read the bio of these investors because they may be interested.
Okay.
So that's the big differentiation for us with all the other conferences out there is, here's a few things. International speakers, we have 80 of them. And these are mostly yes.
Just for this?
Just for that.
Just for the fourth installment?
2-day conference, yes.
So 80?
80.
How are we able to listen to all of them? Or do you have to choose?
You can choose.
So there are simultaneous talks.
So the morning is plenary, everybody's there. The afternoons we have 5 breakout sessions.
How many participants go every time?
We are expecting 500 to 600.
Wow,
so that's the maximum capacity of the conference hall.
And the point that you have it on the beach is so that you can show that geeks also know how to have fun.
Yes. It's an indirect way to sell the Philippines to the world, right? Because we have a lot of contacts from around the world who want to come visit to go diving. And usually in a bunch of us organizers, we say, time your vacation around Geeks on the Beach because we'll have you speak at the event and then we'll take you diving after.
So, but basically, the participants are those looking to market their ideas for funding.
That's one. Yes.
So most of them are Filipinos.
Yes.
Do they have to be Filipinos with an idea?
No. It's open to anybody. 70% of our participants are local. 30% are international. Some from abroad. Some foreign people who live here.
And then, but most, if not all, of your funders are international.
Yes, most of them are international venture capitalists, which are more mature investors.
What about
we do have some here.
Yeah, I'm very curious, and maybe you have to answer this after the break because we're about to pause for a break. There's a lot of us, a lot of young people who have bright ideas.
Yes.
And basically, it stems from necessity or inconvenience. You're inconvenienced and then you think of something and then bam, you come up with a solution. But from that to developing something and to actually having the energy and the wherewithal to push for it, it's a totally different. No, they're so far from each other, no. And I think that people are discouraged because what you do. I mean, what are the tax implications? Do you pay for taxes if you set up a startup? Where does it qualify? Is it if it's a social enterprise, for example, if you think of a social enterprise that is a startup in your definition of startup. Am I supposed to pay taxes when I'm supposed to be helping the less fortunate or a specific cause or example? So because I was thinking of an app before and I'm supposedly conversant about tax, but I don't know what the tax implications are if it's an app that has a social enterprise component to it, no? So I'd like to know if that's also taught there, and if it's taught every time, like a briefer or anything, or something. Well, before you answer,
yes,
we have to pause for the short break.
Okay.
Open mic. We'll be right back. We're talking about Geeks on the Beach here on Open Mic. We're back with Tina Amper. So, Ms. Tina, as regards to my question before the break.
Regarding taxes.
Yes.
Our favorite topic, right?
Yeah, the step by step, no? Because the president, no? On the break, we're talking about President Digong. He talks about cutting through the red tape, no? Cutting through the bureaucracy.
Yes.
And it's, as with traditional businesses, I'm sure those who have great ideas for startups are also deterred by the prospect of red tape, of the steps, the many layers that we have to go through to be able to realize our vision.
Yes. So here's my opinion, because I'm not a tax expert. So you're correct. The tax implications of doing a startup, registering a business with a startup, registering a business to begin with in the Philippines is not the most easy process, right?
Yeah.
The good news is that we do realize that, and then Senator Bam Aquino submitted the startup bill.
Okay.
One of the components of which he's proposing that for the first 2 years for a startup business that they don't get assessed any taxes or they don't pay any taxes. In
But
recognition,
that's still a bill.
yeah, that's still a bill. We're going somewhere, Mike.
Okay.
We can't.
No, but okay.
Yeah. But so your question is, if you're doing a startup, should you pay taxes? Right? That's your question because you weren't sure. For me, and again, I'm not a tax expert. The way I see it is, if you're doing business in the Philippines, you ought to pay taxes. There is no one category that says if you're a social entrepreneur or if you're a startup or if you're a software company. Many of us, when we try to register a business like a software development company, a company that builds software, I understand that there's no like one category for you when you register with the BIR that you are a software development company. Kana man gani mismo maglisod na man gani unsa ba ka ng startup.
So, but this new bill that
Startup
we
bill.
hope will be passed into law,
Yeah.
authored by Senator Bam Aquino, it seeks to
See-
change things for startups.
Yeah, to define what a startup is, and once you meet that category, exempted ka for taxes for the first 2 years.
Am I right? He also introduced a bill on social enterprises.
I think so.
Yeah. I hope it can be merged.
Yeah, he has a whole bunch of.
Or not merged, but maybe at least they complement each other, hopefully.
So usually when he does presentation, he talks about all the other entrepreneurship friendly bills or youth friendly bills that he has submitted. So the good news for us, the good news for the millennials and the young generation, he's one of our key supporters.
Okay. So as it is, before that bill is passed, we have to really, so as with any business, they have to go through that.
You have to abide by
Unfortunately.
that. There's ways people do it.
What if it's online based? How do you know?
So one of the ways people do that, not just in the Philippines but around the world, if you're a startup and you don't really do business in that country, at least sa Philippines, ang gibuhat nato ang uban, they will register it in Hong Kong or Singapore because the taxes are more favorable to you. So the holding company is in Singapore and then you have a branch here in the Philippines.
Or you develop an app and you don't really register with anything, and as soon as you present it and it's bought, that's when you pay your taxes. Pwede ba?
We're
Kim and I is no longer
we're not
BIR
tax
commissioner.
professionals. We're gonna get hit by taxes here.
No, but the point
You should
is-
consult an
No.
accountant, a lawyer.
But the point is, we are talking about taxes, meaning to say we are conscious. The fact that we're talking about it means to say we mean well, and we want to be able to do it right.
Actually, so here's what I say, and here's my opinion. I'm a little bit older than you with a lot of experience, right? So I actually believe in taxes. Just to give you a specific example, so some of our members are freelancers. These are software developers that work for foreigners, not from the Philippines. So they work online. These are some of these people that work at home or work in coffee shops. They don't really, no one's going after them to pay taxes, right? And the theory is they make a lot of money. They're happy with what they're doing. 2-3 years after they start, they have so much money they want to buy a car,
Okay.
right? They go to BPI and BPI says, "Where's your ITR?"
That's right.
They're like,
Bank statement na lang.
yeah. And so they come to me and it's like, would you hire me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you should pay your taxes because you use the road with your car, so you have to pay taxes.
That I can give
Whether
advice.
it's libaong or not, you still need to chip in and you give the money to the government. We cannot control how the government spends the money, but I know for me, when I sleep at night, I'm doing my thing to...
Speaking of, for all the freelancers, it's not very easy, but it's quite simple. A few steps. You go to BIR, you register. If you already have a TIN number because you're previously employed, then good. And then you just move that. You just re-register that as not as an employee, but as a self-employed TIN. Or they give you a new TIN if you're new, and then you go to the City Hall, get a business permit as a consultant. That's freelancing, either as a writer or whatever, which is similar to what the insurance agents have. No? And then you go back, you register, they give you and then you get your receipts, and you just have repertorial duties every month, which you can do online. They give you a software, and then you just report it. If you don't earn anything that month, you just report zero income. But at the end of the year, you have an ITR and you have a record. So when you need to, more than anything, you pay your taxes. At least you pay your taxes.
Yeah.
And if you need your ITR, because you're going to travel, you need a visa, or you're going to buy a car, you have your records.
Yes.
It's very simple. A lot of freelancers I know do not have receipts. And you know what? It can give you more business. Because there are certain companies that may hire you, and that they will require an official receipt.
It's part of growing up, part of being a business,
That's
part of
correct.
being a good citizen, right? Pero we're very idealistic, no? But, so here's my plug. If you do go to Geeks on the Beach, we will have a bunch of lawyers that will talk about how to register your business, some consultants. If you're just starting up, you can share stories about everybody else who's registered their business,
Yeah.
how they did it, right? Those kinds of stuff.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And if
So-
you're a freelancer, you'll get lots of opportunities there to get more business, I think.
Maybe you should get the BIR to have a in your next installment, no? Or maybe now, maybe there's still enough time. Maybe they can have a like a remote registration or whatever.
Ato pa silang ingnan og unsang startup, unsa ng software.
Oh gosh.
Kay aron ka na ba? Kanang informed consent unsa na.
You know, speaking of VIR and startups, like here in Cebu, this is last year, no? Because Kim Enares issued that memo. She gave a month's notice that all our tax returns, monthly and that annual ITR, should be submitted online. So you have to have that that software, no? And then you go there. How? And everyone says, "Ay, may pangutan na nga rin, kaya wa may kalimutan." Oh my gosh!
Wala lagi.
So all the taxpayers are forced
Yeah.
to use the software, but the
BIR itself.
tax collectors themselves here at the time didn't have a clue
Lagi.
how to go about it.
Sige.
Anyway, going back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Any success stories that that you are proud of from the first three go-ups that you've had?
Yeah.
Success stories of apps, of startups that were able to receive funding and they're now mature startups, or what is it,
Post revenue.
revenue startups?
Social, no?
Yeah.
All right, so one of our successful stories is ZipMatch. ZIPMATCH. So zipmatch.com is a real estate website. It's an online solution for the real estate industry. So this is taken for granted because in the US, for example, there is a software where if you want to sell your house, your property, you go to a website, it's all there, and then all the real estate brokers are licensed, right? So we're in the process of doing that in the Philippines now. So what ZipMatch is something similar to that as well. They work with big developers to help the big developers sell the unit in a more structured manner. Murag gi-online, gi-streamline nila niya, gi-butang nila online ang traditional process where if today in Cebu you want to sell your property, uy, kinsa imong kaila, kinsang kasin, and then you deal with so many dealers, right?
Yeah.
What they're doing is trying to professionalize the industry and using zipmatch.com as a tool to do that. So the
it's Tinder
founder,
for properties.
a little bit, mahilig
that,
din
no?
siya sa Tinder.
It's very popular, you know, for people my age.
Yeah. So ang founder, si Chao Paredes, she's a young real estate professional. She heard about Geeks on the Beach and she heard that there was going to be investors there. So she was literally the last person to buy a ticket. Because I could see from
What
that
part was
website.
the,
Sa Boracay.
the first one?
2013, the first one,
Okay.
yeah. So she went there and she's like, yeah, I want to pitch. But she did her homework before she came. She researched kinsang speaker and then
But she didn't have the app developed yet.
it was already being developed. It was
Okay.
already in existence. It was a year. So the good news about her is her co-founders are Australian IT professional, and then he had an American CEO. But she did her research. We had a section during Geeks on the Beach where you could pitch, like talk about your idea,
All right.
so that the room can hear and the investors can hear that you're looking for funding. Nag-research siya daan, kibaw siya which investor would be a match for her. She did pitch at the event, and then she told me after, teens, you don't know me, but my name is so-and-so, I want to meet this investor. I introduced them, right? And the investor, they're there to do deals. The main reason they want to go to Geeks on the Beach is they want to spend their money. They need to invest, right? Because may timeline din yan eh. So long story short, very aggressive, entrepreneur, and then an investor that was ready to invest. They did work together, and she got invested a year after.
How much was given?
It's undeclared, but right
Okay.
now, murag 2.5 million na naila kay
Dollars? Or?
dollars. Oh. Daghan naman sila og kuan.
So this is an investment, not a
Investment.
buyout. Because some apps are bought out, right?
Oh, so that's usually if you have a product already, katunad, kuan naman sila, they were seeking funding so they could grow as a company. They already were making money.
Not to sell.
No, they just wanted to build it more pa. Gusto lang sila mo grow.
But some app developers, the objective is to develop and sell.
Yeah, purposely, yeah. Another example is Gian De La Rama is a geek, like an IT developer, and he had a bunch of solutions for enterprise. Like, kanabitong madukag government agency niya, na daghang kaing forms. He simply created a website, a software nga, automated ng forms. Simple ra kayo nga solution ba? Oh, how to fill out niya. Gibaligyan niya sa mga BPOs. Right? And he went to Geeks on the Beach, and he just happened to share a taxi ride
See, that's what I'm saying.
with an investor.
That's what I'm saying. It's an
Yeah.
inconvenience.
Yeah.
You know, when you experience inconvenience, you think of solutions.
Yeah. So, nag-share sa taxi ride with Kickstart, the president of Kickstart, which is a
That's
an
the
incubator.
website, right?
Kickstarter.
Different to.
Oh,
Okay,
lain
sorry.
sa siya. Anyway, so they just shared a cab ride, and he pitched during the cab ride to the investor.
Interesting.
Like
Wait,
it-
I want to know more
Sige.
about that pitch, no? And that so they shared a cab ride, a momentous cab
Mga
ride.
bagagnaw.
But we have to pause for another break. Open mic. We'll be right back with Miss Tina Amper. Back here in Open Mic with Miss Tina Amper. So that cab ride.
The cab ride. So the entrepreneur was in the taxi with Miss Minette Navarrete, the president of Kickstart. It's an incubator and an investor.
It's a colorum
based in
taxi
Manila.
because why would they share it?
This was in Cebu, sa Tuni siya, dito sa Mactan niya.
Movenpick, no?
They got to know each other, niya, ni-pitch na siya gamay, and then the Minette was like, why don't you come to my office and we'll talk more. Months later, na-invested siya. The key is, he had a good business. He had a good product and a good business, and he was easy to fund, kay ready to fund naman sa diyang business. Dili man nga idea pa or prototype pa. It was already being used by companies. He was already making money. So, that's the best way for you to get funding. Na kay proof of concept, na kay beginning customers, right? Na kay beta customers, pilot customers. At least proven na ba? Di lang ingon nga idea ra na. Another
But are there potential startups who just come with an idea
Yeah.
and that they get support?
Yeah. The key is it's a people-to-people interaction, right?
Okay.
My recommendation for the young inventors and innovators out there, if you have an idea and you want support, in the Philippines, even my uncle won't give me money, right? Uncle na ako idea tagay ko kwartabi. Yeah, he never does that, right? So my recommendation to the young ones or the people who want to get support is to seek mentors and advisors. Sir, I'm building an app for tourism. Can you be my mentor? Or Sir Jay Aldiger, for example, is in islands, right?
Yeah.
So you're in the tourism industry. Can you advise me on what I'm trying to build? Because if the mentor likes you and likes what you're doing, he's gonna try and help you in many other ways. Because mas gentle ba kaysa you approach somebody you don't know to say, sir, i-fund ko bi? It sounds a little unusual in the Filipino culture. The way it works also is people really need to see that you've done something before you can demand some funding. In the Philippines, again, I
But
recommend
does it happen?
it does happen because it happens possibly because you were recommended by somebody that the person trusts. Possibly because you had history in the past that you created a business and you sold it. Possibly because you just got lucky that that investor was looking for that specific type of product that you're building.
Okay. What if has it ever happened that a person goes there alone
Yes.
with just his or her idea, and you have a venture capitalist at this, because sometimes you have an idea and you have no team to
Okay.
help you develop it, and you don't need just money, but you also need a team.
Yes. So in those cases, Geeks on the Beach is really for more professional and more mature startups. If you're just starting out, we have other activities called Startup Weekend Workshops that Tech Talks also does. It's a weekend workshop that teaches you how to build an app and to help find team members. So anybody can go, and the role of the organizer is to match you with other people para
People you're
isang
looking
team,
for.
may tech, may designer, may ganyan.
That's
And
right.
then you work with the team, you test, see how it works, and then if you like them, you proceed. If not, then you learn something because we will teach you how to build it. So I just don't want to, I also want to invite everybody to come, not just the tech and the design people. If you are a business person that's looking for an app, if you're a business person and want to use Pokemon Go or Facebook or Twitter to promote your business, if you're a student or an IT professional or a call center agent that wants a different kind of career, you can go and learn about all these new businesses, all these new career opportunities. If you are someone that has an idea and you want to find a team, you go to Geeks on the Beach to find inspiration and to find potential partners. It will probably be hard for you to get funding because VCs usually fund like $500,000 or $50,000. And if you don't have a product yet, an angel investor or your rich uncle or your rich auntie will probably help you. And then once you have a product, kung gusto na yung ka mo grow, then that's when a venture capitalist comes in.
Okay. What about intellectual property? A concern for me is you go to an event, example like Geeks on the Beach, or even just pitching to investors, venture capitalists, and you have a brilliant idea. How do you protect yourself from them? Because you make a pitch, and of course it has to be very specific, and you bear your heart and your soul, no? What stops them, or what protects you from them getting your idea and just funding their own, their own project?
Yes. So let me just to categorize something. When you're building an app, simple naman ang app, di ba? So even like Facebook was not the first one.
Friendster.
Right? Okay. So in the startup world, because technology changes so fast, we're not beholden to intellectual property. We support it for sophisticated products like the ones that require algorithms, yung mga cybersecurity products, nga unique na kaya na silang mga solution in the back end.
Okay.
Yeah, you should really pay attention to that. Pero kung app lang, or website lang, or e-commerce store lang, anybody can do it.
That's right.
So in our thinking, in that space, your success is not nga pinaka-unique ka. You can even copy, but your success is geared on how well you can execute on the idea and how good of a team you have.
Okay.
Okay, parehas sa Grab Taxi. Daghan man no, Grab Taxi, Uber, ana. It's the same idea, right?
Yeah.
Pero ni succeed man gyapon sila kay either they were first to market or they were very good.
The business
They had a
model.
niche. Oh, ana.
The business model that they're presenting to their partners.
But so lahi kung hardware kinala intellectual property.
I get that, no? I get the ecosystem. It's really unique, no? As opposed to
Traditional.
intellectual property or writers, for example, and you have plagiarism as an issue. But so how do you equip yourself? Because
Magaig now.
no, yeah, but how do you equip yourself?
How do you protect yourself?
Protect
I mean?
yourself,
Okay.
because like I said, no, it is a genuine fear. You have an idea and you're saying it's okay. It's just that if you do it better, then you succeed. And of course, they can do it better because they have the money, and that's why you go there, because you want to present your idea.
So again, in the startup world, ideas are a dime a dozen, and if everybody has ideas, so ideas don't count. When you have an idea and you build it, and then you can execute, mo na nang mabantugan na ka. Bantugan is like that's when you really
Renowned, no?
yeah, that's when you really are significant, right? Because you're trying to build a business. You are an entrepreneur as opposed to a want-entrepreneur. Yes.
That's noted, no? But so what do you do if you are like that? You just take a risk.
Yeah, you take a risk.
And what if someone steals your idea? Wala na lang.
They already have, baby. I mean, usually the idea that you have is not unique. Somebody else already has a
So far, the
that
idea I have now, no, I'm speaking from experience. No one has started it.
What is it, man?
I'm not gonna say it. And then you tell me how to equip myself.
Offline na lang.
Like, talaga.
No, I mean, it's
I have
absolutely
trust
true.
issues.
So, no, it's even in international tech community, none of the investors will sign a non-disclosure
Oh,
agreement.
really?
Yeah, none of them, because they see so many ideas, babes. If they sign non-disclosure agreements, they can't do
So
their jobs.
you just cross your fingers, and hopefully you meet a venture capitalist who likes your idea, who trusts in your passion to execute it, and who will invest in that passion.
But I can guarantee you, if you come up with something, there's already some version of it somewhere else in the world. And when you do the first meeting with the VCs and the first few meetings with the investors, you don't have to give them your trade secret, right? You can just tell them, in general, right? Yeah.
All right. Let's backtrack a bit. Now, what made you want to come up with this Tech Talks? You
Yeah.
know? What was the force behind the idea behind Geeks on a Beach? Why did you want to? What was your aha moment?
My aha moment. Well, it started off, just to give you a little history. I'm born and raised in Cebu, right?
Okay.
But I got my electronics engineering degree here in San Carlos.
Fellow Carolinian.
Yay! And then so my
What
family.
batch?
I cannot be.
Sige na lang.
I'm older than you. Anyway, wag na. And so, but my family moved to the U.S. So I
Okay.
never really worked here after college. I worked in the U.S. I was a marketing professional in the tech industry.
Okay.
I was a consultant. I was a headhunter, recruiter, and then I did research. And then I worked so hard, right? The burnout ang beauty ko, right? So I got burned out, and so I did a sabbatical, and I came back to the Philippines.
Okay.
But before I physically came back, I was already doing research to figure out what I would do if I was going to base myself here. And so I did just a Google search, Tech Philippines, and then I found this guy, Jojo Flores. He's doing a startup pitching competition in Manila. This was maybe like 5-7 years ago, 6 years ago. And I thought, how can there be a startup in the Philippines when there was no internet at the Marriott Hotel in Cebu like 7 years ago?
But do you know that the first internet,
Yeah,
the
it's
first
in Cebu,
email
San
was
Carlos.
sent
Yeah,
from
San Carlos.
San Carlos?
So anyway, long story short, because of Jojo, and I attended an event in San Francisco when Pinoy first came, because he went to San Francisco. There's the Filipino American community created a gala event for him, and the message was come back to the Philippines and help us. For those of you in Silicon Valley, science, technology, engineering, math, STEM, right? Come back and help us. So I'm like, I don't want to come back. Not knowing nga, kung mag-unsa man ako dito sa Philippines, no nga, akong utang dollar man. But anyway, long story short, I came back. We formed a nonprofit called Tech Talks. And I started meeting people because I wanted to get to know the tech community here,
Okay.
right? And I found some brilliant people, some local Mark Zuckerbergs that convinced me that Pinoys are really awesome and they're world class. Pero hidden lang lagi. Yeah, and I said,
And not kulang sa motivation.
we're not super hambogero kasi. We're not
Di ay
verbal. Some of us, right? We just like, no, I don't want, I'm
I
really...
think kulang ng lacks encouragement, no?
Encouragement
the potential you need to be able to explain to someone that you have the potential.
Because in our culture, that's called hambogero. In the international culture, it's just, you're just doing business. You're telling people what you can do.
We sell ourselves short, in other words.
Exactly.
Anyway, so
So we started doing these meetups. It's like kapihan. We just shared, people will share about what they know about Google Apps, or somebody will talk about Ruby programming language or social media. And then my friends in Manila, see Earl Valencia and people from Smart, we had lunch one day, and I said, at that time I was only doing events with Globe, right? And I said, when would I work with Smart, not knowing lisod manday na. And so Earl said,
dynamics, yeah.
as long as it's by the beach. And so,
That's it.
yeah, that's why I became Geeks on the Beach.
Wow,
Yeah.
the rest is history.
The rest is history, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm very happy that there is a platform like this for people to present their ideas and pursue, no?
Yeah.
Not just present, but pursue their passions,
Yeah.
and get the funding that they need. no?
Yeah.
But we are about to close
Yes.
our program. I'd like to give you the chance to invite everyone that you feel need to be there.
Yes.
Invite them to Geeks on the Beach,
Right.
Part 4.
Thank you, Mike. So everyone, if you're interested in anything related to technology and enhancing your business using technology tools, online tools and apps and things like that, we invite you to attend Geeks on a Beach. It's an international conference for those who are interested in startups, tech, design, and making the world a better place. The website is geeksonabeach.com, and it's in August 25 and 26. It's going to be held at Bellevue Resort Hotel in Panglao in Bohol. It's a great opportunity for you to learn a lot of things and to meet with some of the industry leaders in the Philippines and in the region. And if you're a student, we invite you to come, get inspired with all the new careers that you could have in the technology industry.
How much is the registration?
It's not cheap because it's at Bellevue Resort. So
It
we
includes the accommodation.
it does not include accommodation. So Bellevue is a nice resort. So right now we have discounts and it's around 11,000 for 2 days.
That's the registration.
Just the conference, yeah.
no hotel yet.
No hotel.
Okay.
The hotel's not an issue. It's in Bohol. We have guest
Is
houses.
there a special student rate?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
Is there a website that they can check or a Facebook page with all the details?
So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we have a website, and you just Google geeksonabeach.com.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
And I
Mike.
wish all the participants all the best.
I hope you can join us.
Oh, hopefully I can.
Yes.
So I hope everyone gets to meet their match.
Yes. Okay.
Match like Tinder chat. Thank you,
Okay.
Tina.
Thank you, Mike.
It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure. This has been another episode of Open Mic. Until next week, good night and Godspeed.